A few years ago, Cornwall was, comparatively speaking, a terra incognita. The railway communication was slow and the comfort of travellers not greatly studied. There was some ground for complaint. But the justification for this grumbling has been removed in recent years by the enterprise of the Great Western Railway Company.
So begins a travel book dating from 1898, one of the many written to appeal to the waves of tourists newly attracted to the duchy by the improved railway links. The rebuilding of viaducts and the doubling of the line had reduced the travel time from Paddington to Penzance, a distance of 326 miles, to just 8.5 hours, and with a second-class return ticket costing 55 shillings, about £40 today, railway travel was affordable to the masses, and the Cornish Riviera proved an irresistible destination.
The attractions of the area are entirely natural, and visitors who hunger after the flesh pots of Margate and Yarmouth, after Punch and Judy shows, performing dogs and such like, will vote these holiday centres very dull. But while there is such a wealth of beauty on land and sea, and even in the skies, visitors have no difficulties in finding pleasant occupations.
One of the most fashionable expeditions included a visit to Treen. This small village near to Land's End has been a popular spot for centuries. At first glance, though a picturesque village with a splendid traditional pub, there's little of specific interest. For that, we have to stride out across the fields and take the well-trodden path towards the sea. The cliffs and coastline in this part of Cornwall are officially designated areas of outstanding natural beauty and widely considered as some of the most visually stunning in the southwest. The cliffs rise to 70 metres and are formed from a bedrock of prismatic granite. The Logan Rock headland, about 30 minutes' walk from the village of Treen, is a site of great antiquity. Reputedly the haunt of witches and fairies, the headland was, according to local legend, also the home to a giant, the strongest of all, who was skilled in black magic. It certainly is an atmospheric place. The eerie rock formations remind me of a Gothic castle, and indeed it is a castle, but far older than the Middle Ages. These are the banks and fortifications of Treen, an Iron Age promontory fort. The sites of these forts were chosen for their natural defences, surrounded by deep cliffs with only a relatively small landward side. The narrow entrance was defended by 3 pairs of ramparts and ditches, the largest originally standing at more than 5 metres high, but it's not the fort that attracted the majority of visitors. For that, we have to clamber further onto the promontory. Treen is famous for the Logan Rock, the 80-ton granite rocking stone perched at the top of the middle outcrop of rocks just here. Millennia of erosion have balanced it so finely that one person could move it easily and visibly. On the 8th of April 1824, Lieutenant Hugh Goldsmith, nephew of the poet Oliver Goldsmith, accompanied by a dozen or so of his crew from the cutter HMS Nimble, moored in the bay below, climbed up to the Logan Rock. They were armed with bars and levers, and together they rocked the huge granite boulder back and forth until with a resounding crash it fell down the cliff to the sea below. When the local residents discovered the damage, there was outrage, and the steady stream of tourists drawn to the area to see this natural phenomenon dwindled to a trickle. For a while the village was nicknamed Goldsmith's Deserted Village, until the residents of Treen demanded that the Admiralty strip Lieutenant Goldsmith of his Royal Navy commission unless he restore the boulder to its previous position at his own expense. It took scores of local riggers and labourers to build the structure to replace the rock, and the receipt of the expenditure here at the bar of the Logan Rock Inn gives some idea of the manpower and expense required to achieve the feat. I especially like the entry for the 3rd of March. Mr. William Charnels for 60 St Just men who did nothing but drink beer to the value of 13 shillings and sixpence. Finally, at 4:20 p.m. on Tuesday the 2nd of November 1824, after almost 7 months of back-breaking toil and mechanical ingenuity, the 80-ton stone was lowered back into its original position. The total cost? £130, 8 shillings and sixpence, equal to £106,000 today. Unfortunately, the stone has never since rocked or logged as easily as it used to, and now visitors come just to delight in the stunning landscape of this part of Cornwall, to enjoy the hospitality of the locals and to appreciate the moving story of the Logan Rock. Cheers! The complete Stories in Stone series is now available on DVD. Visit deadinteresting.co.uk for more information.